is now known as the all-time best. At 152 pounds, Matt Suter from Paulsboro takes on Chris Vidak from North Hunterdon. Vidak's a senior, Suter's a senior, and Suter is the all-time winningest wrestler in the history of New Jersey.
Matt not wasting any time, gets a takedown, and immediately we've got Chris coming out for an escape.
Suter won the state championship in 1991 as a sophomore. He won at 145 pounds. He was in the final at 145 last year, but lost to Overbrook's Kip Covington 6-1. Suter now leads 4-2 here, first period, 1:03 to go.
There's a third takedown from Matt Suter, really demonstrating some great takedowns.
Suter broke the record of Pat Lynch from Ocean City. It's ironic that Suter lost last year to Kip Covington in the state final, and when Lynch was a senior at Ocean City, Paul Marino looks on intensely. Lynch lost to Damian Covington in the state final.
That was a talk in New Jersey, one of the big upsets. Pat Lynch going for his third state title and being denied by really an outstanding performance, and Covington in his own right was a great champion.
Suter with an early 6-3 lead here with 25 seconds to go, first period. Vidak picks up 2 points for the reversal, and it's quickly 6-5. A lot of scoring early. Is this what you expected?
I expected a really good bout. Matt last year did what he had to get to the finals. Never really opened up. This year, he's been on a mission. He hasn't forgotten the bitter taste of that loss. So I expected Matt to go after Chris very early, but Chris has had a heck of a year as well. Being undefeated, had some great performances, so you're going to be really treated to what we think could be one of the best bouts of the night.
End of the first period, 6-5, Suter over Vidak. The seeds held through here at 152. Suter was the #1 seed for Paul Marina's Paulsboro team, and Vidak was the #2 seed for Dennis Howie's North Hunterdon Lions.
Take a look at that score, Steve. 6-5, 11 points, and it's only the beginning of the second period.
Vidak wrestling well. The escape for Suter, and he'll pick up 1 point to extend his lead to 7-5. Now, Suter has had just a wonderful career. You would think he would have a wonderful career when you win 136 times. Won the Region 8 championship 4 times. Only wrestler ever to do that. Since his loss last year, he's won 34 straight.
Matt's a product of Paulsboro wrestling. And when you think of Paulsboro wrestling, you think of the Suter family. His brother was a state champ, went to Penn State, was an All-American. Matt's a benefactor of a program that has a lot of their alumni coming back and really helping him. A rich tradition of great success and state champions.
Jason Suter won the state championship in 1986 at 159 pounds. The Suters, Paulsboro, just the mark of New Jersey wrestling success. It's incredible, though, throughout all the years, Paulsboro has never had a 2-time state champion. Suter looking to become one here this afternoon. He leads 7-5 with 1:11 to go, second period. It's also nice to see that Matt Suter is an excellent student, 5th academically in his class. Looking to make a college choice. Everybody's after him, including Penn State, Iowa State, Arizona State. Arizona State, where Pat Lynch goes to school. North Carolina State, where Damian Covington goes to school. Wisconsin and Fresno State. So he's narrowed it down to 6 schools. 49 seconds to go, second period. Suter leads Vidak 7-5. Suter defeated Todd Pomasamo from Brick Memorial in the semifinals. Vidak defeated Josh Baylor from Jefferson, handing Baylor his first loss of the season in the semifinals.
What a move.
Ah, wonderful move.
Matt Suter in vying for position, really just demonstrating a little more in his arsenal of techniques and getting that takedown and picking up 3 back points.
So Suter extends his lead now to 12-5. And right there, that could be the turnaround in this championship at 152 pounds. Dennis Howie shouting instructions as we approach the final minute. 12-6, Suter over Vidak. If Matt Suter decides on North Carolina State as his college of choice, he may wrestle Vidak once again. Vidak will wrestle in college at the University of Virginia next year. North Hunterdon, the Group 3 state champions. Of course, we all know about Paulsboro. 11 times they've won the Group 1 state crown. Great wrestling traditions from both schools. And 2 great wrestlers at 152 pounds, getting ready to complete their high school careers.
Matt's been very opportunistic in this bout. Anytime there's been a door open on Chris Vidak's part, Matt's been there to seize the opportunity and score big.
Last year at 152 pounds, the Paulsboro wrestler lost. Larry Duvall lost to Furman Crisco from Perth Amboy. This year, it looks to be better success for Paulsboro at 152, as Matt Suter is about to win his 2nd state championship. Paul Marina. He wanted this one badly for Suter. And the #1 seed will wrap things up. He'll win it. Final decision, 14-7. And just a calm reaction from Suter. He's done it. The task was at hand, and Matt Suter came through brilliantly.
It's every time you run a state championship, you see some outstanding performances, and Matt Suter being the winningest wrestler in the history of New Jersey, it's great to be here and share that victory and witness it here live in Atlantic City.
So congratulations go out to Matt Suter. He's standing by with Tom McCarthy.
We're here with Matt Suter, Paulsboro wrestler, New Jersey state champion at 152 pounds, and also the all-time winningest wrestler in New Jersey. Matt, how's it feel to come back after losing last year, being a state champion the previous year?
Well, you know, it's a great feeling. 2 years ago in Princeton when I won the state title in '91, it was the best day of my life. When I lost last year, it was probably the worst day of my life. And this year, I could say, has been the biggest relief of my life. So, you know, it's a great feeling to be able to end the year with the state title. Without the state title, then the career record would have meant nothing to me. You know, it's just a great feeling to be able to come here with all my family. It's the first time my entire family's been together for a long time, and I was happy to win it for them.
Here comes the championship at 160 pounds. Chris DeFrancia from Highlands, he's a senior, taking on Oakcrest, Justin Bird, a senior. Bird, the #2 seed, 35-0. DeFrancia, 28-2. DeFrancia in the green and gold uniform, and that's Bird in the blue and the white uniform. DeFrancia comes in at 28-2. Coming off a win over the top seed, Tim Hakeem from Randolph. Bird with an impressive win over Ken Hall from Hunterdon Central in the semifinals. DeFrancia very smart on his feet. That comes from his freestyle training. Bird just real steady, very focused. He won his semifinal match, Chet, and just walked right off the mat, almost like he knew what he wants to do, and a semifinal win just wasn't good enough.
He's got an air of confidence to him. He's in deep now on a double leg, and if he just holds a little longer and puts Chris in trouble, he may score 2. Now he's looking for back points.
So Bird jumps out to a 2-0 lead. And he picks up the early lead with 56 seconds to go. First period. Justin Bird won the Region 8 championship, defeated Brian Lewis from Highland High School. 10-6 was the final. Brian was the 1992 Region champ, so a big win for Bird. And then he's just come here, and as we mentioned, has wrestled intently with one goal in mind, and that's to win the state crown. Only one state champion in the history of Oak Crest High School. That came in 1968 when Bob Siraki won it all. .31 seconds to go, and Bird holding on to a 2-0 lead.
He's riding up high. He's got that half Nelson in, looking for back points.
These wrestlers real familiar with each other as Bird, with the impressive move, looks to put away DeFrancia. 5 seconds to go in the period.
Justin capitalizing on Chris's poor position. Chris went out and tried to drag out to the side. Just stayed there a little too long, and Justin Bird capitalizing on that position and seizing back points.
3 back points. So after the first period, Justin Bird leads 5-0. Bill Savage in his 18th year in the corner for Pinelands. And in the corner for Oak Crest, that's Doug Servey. 1:25 to go. Justin Bird leading 8-3. Region 8 champion this year. 3-time Oak Crest Christmas Classic champion. 2-time Neptune Classic champion. 2-time District 32 champion. In fact, this year was named the outstanding wrestler of that tournament. And he's 112 away from winning it all, leading 9-3.
There's 2 quick takedown attempts. But Chris is able to ward them off.
DeFrancia is the only wrestler that wears the tights here in the state finals. Burned himself on the lower half of his body this past summer, cooking Zeppelins. How about that? Had skin grafts all summer. He's fine. He's going to have to go back to some cooking this summer as his high school career is about to come to a close. But what a brilliant career it's been for Chris DeFrancia. Win or lose, he's really done the job for Pinelands Regional. Inside 10 seconds. 9-6 now. And Justin Bird will hold on. The Oak Crest wrestler is the state champion. Finishes career on a wonderful note. 36-0. A real fine performance. Again, right throughout the day, Chet, we've been seeing solid performance after solid performance.
No mistakes. Sort of got into coast mode late in the bout, but still early in the bout put forth some great efforts and great setups and finished off some takedowns that showed that he had a little more power, a little more variety, and clearly the best wrestler in that weight.
And that scene is what it's all about. Justin Bird and Coach Doug Servey, after both have earned the state crown. Let's go down to Tom McCarthy, who's standing by with the Oak Crest wrestler.
We're here with Justin Bird of Oak Crest, the 160-pound champion. Justin, very emotional time. Tell me about the match a little bit.
Well, I really wanted to go out there and wrestle tough, and I knew this was my last match of the season, and I had to bring it up in one notch and wrestle as aggressively as I could and give it everything I had to win. And he was a tough kid, and I'm just glad that I won the match.
Not only a state championship, but you capped off a perfect 36-0 season. Was that difficult with the undefeated record going all the way through?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. People expect you to win, but you know, I'm just thank God that I wrestled up to my ability and won.
Justin Bird, the 160-pound champion from Oak Crest High School.
We'll take a short break. Back with more of the 1993 State Wrestling Championships right after this.
This is Arts Ticket, brought to you by the New Jersey State Council on the Arts. Foxfire, a gentle, moving play with songs, will be staged at George Street Playhouse in New Brunswick, beginning April 9th. Karova Akademia, the highly acclaimed a cappella men's choir from Moscow, makes its U.S. debut at Stockton State College on March 28th. On March 27th, the Martha Graham Ensemble presents 3 exciting ballets from the acclaimed repertoire of the Martha Graham Dance Company. See them at the YMYWHA of North Jersey. The Jersey City Museum presents New Jersey Quilts, 1777 to 1950. Here's an exhibit that shows off the broad range of motifs and techniques of quilting in the Garden State. Arts Ticket is made possible by a grant from the New Jersey State Council on the Arts.
We use new technology and old-fashioned storytelling to create the modern myth and the hero for a new generation. Go behind the scenes with George Lucas. Heroes, myths, and magic. You make it happen with the Force.
Don't miss it Saturday afternoon at 2:50.
Join world-renowned chef Jacques Pepin when he returns for an all-new season of Today's Gourmet. In 26 episodes, Jacques prepares light, healthy menus for a modern lifestyle and creates a feast for the eye as well. His mouth-watering recipes are low in fat but full of flavor. Eggplant and red pepper terrine, layered with brie cheese and bathed in fresh tomatoes. Red snapper poached in white wine, surrounded by vegetables. The favorite Sunday dinner of the President of France, Jacques' special leg of lamb. And a simple, elegant souffle of apricot puree and fig. Jacques demonstrates and demystifies traditional techniques for the home chef and updates classic dishes, bringing you on a culinary adventure of foods and flavors from all over the world.
So join me, Jacques Pepin, for the new season of Today's Gourmet. Happy cooking!
Weeknights at 5:30 here on NJN. Examine the world's most popular mode of transportation and celebrate 150 years of pedal power on bicycle Saturday.
Funding for today's special broadcast of the NJSIAA Wrestling Finals has been provided by First Fidelity Bank, which believes an investment in our youth is an investment in our future. 171 pounds, Glenn Pritzlaff from Middletown South, the junior, taking on Delsey's Greg Rhyme. He's a senior. Rhyme's pretty easy to figure out. He's the guy with the face mask. Pritzlaff in the blue and the gray of Middletown South, and he's a defending state champion.
As a sophomore coming in the tournament last year, Glenn really impressed a lot of people. He's probably our next heir to being a 3-time state titleist. Really possesses outstanding strength, outstanding technique, one of the best wrestlers in the state.
Last year, at 160 pounds, Pritzlaff defeated Tom McAleer from Gloucester Catholic 16-4 in the state final.
Glenn Rhyme is really a good wrestler, and this bout should be an interesting bout, but Glenn Pritzlaff is really at a level of proficiency that anyone here recognizes that his technique is really advanced.
55 seconds to go here. First period, and Pritzlaff leads 4-1. Rhyme with the face mask, in case you're wondering, which I'm sure you are. In the District 31 final, he broke his nose in the first period, but that did not stop Greg Rhyme. He went on to win the championship. didn't fare as well in the regions. Lost in the final to Ernie Carter of Deptford. Carter undefeated heading in here at 171 pounds, but he ran into PRITZLAFF in the semifinals, and PRITZLAFF came through with a 16-6 decision. So you just get an idea of how dominating PRITZLAFF can be. Carter undefeated throughout the year, and all of a sudden he runs into PRITZLAFF and is no longer undefeated. He's only lost 3 times in his entire career. He now leads 6-2 with 19 seconds to go here in the first period. He's a junior, PRITZLAFF. His last loss came back when he was a freshman. Lost in the 1991 States in the Wrestlebacks. It's not over. He's got another year. As you look at his coach, Tom Erbig. Tom in his 17th year. Interesting about PRITZLAFF, he's a 5-time junior judo national champion.
That quickness, you really have to admire how he's got such excellent technique, but it's the quickness that really puts him at that next level. Demonstrating good technique, excellent technique, but the speed, and then couple that with some physical power, I mean, makes him a really tough assignment to knock off here in the finals.
PRITZLAFF leads 8-3 now with 1:34 to go. Greg Ryan from Delsea, the Crusaders this year, had a good year. Back in 1991, though, the school won the Group 2 state championship. That's when Greg was a sophomore. He's grown with the program. It's a program that's only had 1 state champ. That was back in '73 when Chris Ian-Cohn won. Glenn PRITZLAFF last year won the state crown at 160 pounds. Looking to win his 2nd state crown, this time at 171 pounds. He leads 16-5 over Greg Ryan from Delsea High School. PRITZLAFF again, Chet, has been incredibly impressive.
He's been devastating to very, very good wrestlers. And whenever a wrestler can dominate a weight class and make it look easy, you know he's something special.
As a freshman, he placed 5th here. Actually made it to the semifinals, lost there to the #1 seed. And again, as a sophomore, won it all. He'll be back next year. '82 wins for his career. He'll finish among the leaders. Won't get up to the Matt Suter class, but he'll be right there when his career is over at Middletown South. And he should finish this year at 34-0 with 1:11 to go. PRITZLAFF on his way to his 2nd straight crown, leading 16-5.
Glenn PRITZLAFF can afford to coast in this position, but I think that Greg has really tried to contain him and done a very effective job in containing him here in the last period with 50 seconds to go.
We had 3 wrestlers looking to defend their titles. Brent Conley from Delaware Valley was successful at 119. PRITZLAFF looks to be successful at 171, and still to come, Bill Duff from Delran will look to defend at heavyweight.
Referee Gary Kessel, seeing no action, stops it, calls a stalemate, and let's start it again with 32 seconds here in the 3rd period.
There's a look at Glenn PRITZLAFF. Defeated Pineland's James Villa. Technical fall there in the Region 6 final. Defeated Marlo Dotz from Red Bank Regional in the District 22 final. He has done it all. Following in the footsteps of his dad, who was a great athlete, was a 3-year letterman for Syracuse, played with Larry Zonka. And he's making a real name for himself among the New Jersey wrestling circles. Glenn PRITZLAFF will be a 2-time state champion in 13 seconds. Again, another solid performance We've seen it right throughout the afternoon from Atlantic City. The wrestlers who have won have done it with consistent and just super wrestling from the beginning right till the end. Glenn PRITZLAFF wins it all at 171. So Glenn PRITZLAFF sort of emotionless as he heads to the sidelines to talk with our Tom McCarthy.
We're here with Glenn PRITZLAFF, the 171-pound state champion, now a two-time state champion. And Glenn, was it more difficult the second time around?
Well, it's you're a little more experienced your second year, and I try not to look at it as like a pressure situation to be a two-timer. I just, you know, I figured I've been in tournaments just as important as this in the past, so tried to approach it in that manner.
Well, tell me about the match a little bit. You went right after him, took him down a couple of times. Talk about it a little bit.
Well, I just took him down a couple of times, and I figured to go up and down with him, let him up, and keep working him there. He was tough to turn, so I thought I could beat him on my feet, so I just kept letting him up and taking him down.
Glenn PRITZLAFF of Middletown South, the 171-pound state champion.
189 pounds. Next up, Delaware Valley's Rick Krieger, the #1 seed, against Pompton Lakes' Craig Garrison. Both are seniors. Krieger comes in 34-1. Garrison comes in 28-2. That's Garrison in the maroon and gray. In the gold, blue, and white, that's Delaware Valley's Rick Krieger. Chet Krieger, a few weeks ago, was in the middle of controversy.
I'll say Del Val going against Jefferson for the state team title was well in control of about 10-1 and dropped the wrestler, and it was rightfully called a slam, and it actually cost their team the state title. Del Val wrestling a great match that night, had the potential to knock off Jefferson, but with that slam, that was a swing of 11 points, and Jefferson won the match.
Rick Krieger, #1 seed, as we mentioned, District 1 champion, defeated Garrison in the Region 1 final 9-0. In describing Krieger, head coach Jody Karam says he likes to keep these matches close. He likes to wear his opponents down, and then in the third period, go for it. So we'll have to see what he does here. He currently leads 2-0 with 59 seconds to go, first period. There's a look at Jody in his third year. Also in the corner for Del Val, Jody's brother Jeff. And then on the other side, Peter Monteverde from Pompton Lakes in his 13th year. Talked to Craig before, and he just said, I'm speechless in describing what it feels like to be in the final. Real proud to be here, and he's looking forward to this matchup. They've met before, as we mentioned, in the regions this year, and in the regions last year. Krieger won both times.
Krieger's got to have a lot of confidence knowing that he's got 2 victories, and Craig, he's got his work cut out for him.
No school has had 2 state champions this year. Delaware Valley hopes to become the first. Brent Conley defended his state championship with a pin at 119. Krieger leads 2-0 here inside the final 15 seconds of the first period. Krieger's only loss came against Jefferson, the slam we talked about in the Group 2 finals. Jody Karam says, we will not concede. We are the Group 2 champions. But he said he never disputed the call. It was a fine call. But he says, if Del Val and Jefferson met again, he claims Delaware Valley would win. Form has pretty much held here this afternoon in the state finals. Conley, the wrestler from Delaware Valley, the defending champion, won at 119, as expected. #1 seed, Allegio from Livingston, won at 135. #1 seed, Farnham from Haddon Township, won at 145. Matt Suter Won at 152 from Paulsboro. He was the #1 seed. PRITZLAFF, the #1 seed. Won at 171 from Middletown South. And now the #1 seed, KRIEGER, leads here 6-2 with 1:49 to go in the third period. Craig Garrison, an excellent football player as well. Linebacker, fullback. Pompton Lakes lost this year in the sectional semifinals. I asked him what are his plans after his senior year, and he says he thinks he's going to play football at Rutgers. KRIEGER will finish up his career as well. Perhaps as the state champ, leading 6-2 with 1:30 to go.
Vinny Russo says, pick up the action. You're stalling on top. Let's see you work for the fall.